Well, I guess we're going to kind of update. This is, my name is Aurora, and I have a couple confessions, but I really want to talk to you guys about some things, mainly about Jesus Christ. Um, he's my father when he's my father. And I don't mean, everybody is a child of God, but he's really my father when he's really my father. So he's come to me and asked me to do some things when he's come to me and asked me to do some things. So I thought I'd just kind of lay it on you guys when I'd kind of lay it on you guys. This year has been the most stunning but difficult thing. The Jonah, the solar eclipse thing happened with Jonah and Nineveh. If those of you that don't know about that, Jonah was preaching in Nineveh, and what rose is what rose from it. So what I really want to talk to you guys about is getting right when you can get right. Like, if you put your heart and soul on the line, you'll put your heart and soul on the line. And when it comes to your belief, that's really how much you have to have in it. You have to have your whole heart, your whole soul on the line. People don't understand when I say things whisper in your ears. When things whisper in your ears, like the devil whispers in your ear. When the devil whispers in your ear, makes you think certain things, makes you feel certain things from those thoughts that you be thinking. And you can't let these emotions, these thoughts take over. When you can't let these emotions and these thoughts take over, because they will make you react when they will make you react the way they will make you react. And that's sometimes that can blow up, and that's a catastrophe waiting to happen. So, and some of it might not even be true. That's the thing. You might be overwhelming yourself with worry, or overwhelming yourself with anger, or anything, and you just kind of can't, do that to yourself. And you always got to think positive. You can't think negative. So when you think negative, you're going to get negative back. So negative positivity can be a life changer, when positivity can be a life changer. It can change your whole mood. It can change your whole outlook, your whole life, when it can change your whole life. And we need to be more positive. We need to be more of the glass is half full instead of half empty. Because the living water is the living water that Jesus Christ offers. And you can only get it through Jesus Christ and being born again. When you can only get it through being born again. So, and what I mean by that is being born again in the spirit, like being a renewed, like you ask God forgiveness, and you ask God to come into your life and change you into the person that He sees you to be. And what He sees you to be and what you see you to be may be two very, very different things. So I got a confession. I used to talk to Daddy all the time about certain things, but I'm real jealous when it comes to my dad. Don't ask me why, but I'm real jealous. My Uncle Butch, he's people call him crazy, but he's a little out there. He's just a little loud and blunt, but he really puts his heart and soul on the line to tell you people a story that happened when he about committed suicide. So, Father, when my Uncle Butch about committed suicide, he showed him the kingdom of heaven before he was going to blow his brains out, and kept him from doing this. And I was at my 8th grade Oakville homecoming when he got out there on the field, like out on stage, and started telling his story about how Jesus Christ saved him, how about Daddy saved him. And I started listening to what he was talking about, but I went home and I was confused. I was only in the 8th grade. I was kind of confused. I was like, man, Uncle Butch has been through it. When Uncle Butch has been through it, so, and he really believes what he really believes. So I'm going to go ask Daddy when I'm going to go ask Daddy. So I went to my bedroom and I asked Daddy about what kingdom it was that he showed Uncle Butch, or what vision did he give Uncle Butch of this kingdom that he hasn't let me know about yet, or even let me see. And later on that night I went to sleep, and it was like my daddy had taken me when my daddy had taken me, and I seen the New Jerusalem. When I seen the New Jerusalem, the kingdom that my father had built, made of solid gold, when he made it of solid gold. It mimics Jerusalem quite a lot. It sits out on a body of water and it's so peaceful when it's so peaceful, but he don't let anybody in there. I wasn't allowed to go in when I wasn't allowed to go in. That is for his people, and that is for his people. And one day when he comes back, which he already has, he plans to take them home, his people home in Jerusalem. But the thing that strikes me the most is Daddy must have loved the temple and certain buildings in Jerusalem when it comes to the Passover. Because in the kingdom of Saul, like my daddy had built, the building that's in the center of Jerusalem, that is a temple, I believe, is an identical replica of the same building. When it's an identical replica of the same building, just the only difference is Daddy added certain personal touches when Daddy added certain personal touches in his kingdom versus the temple in Jerusalem. So Dad was pretty proud, and I was pretty proud of my dad when he showed me this kingdom and how hard he had worked on it. And I seen why Uncle Butch was so mind blown when my Uncle Butch was so mind blown and see, Uncle Butch didn't believe in Jesus when he didn't believe in Jesus. And Uncle Butch got down and sad and depressed, and he went to blow his head off. And the Lord stopped him and showed him that his plan, and ever since then my Uncle Butch has been crazy. Um, he he's he got real deep into the Bible, and he got real deep. He believes that, you know, when Daddy comes back, that he has a plan for him. So, and he does. And just like he has a plan for you, when he has a plan for you. But the one thing I do have to make a comment on is, all I wanted to do was see the world and see what Daddy and Papa had created. But that was a sin. When that was a sin for me to want to do these things. But anyhow, it was a sin when it was a sin. I wanted to see the world when I wanted to see the world, and see the things Daddy had created, and go and show him how proud I was of him, of everything that he has ever made, and just kind of enjoy it when I could enjoy it. But I didn't know what taking that ticket, little boy, would cost me. When that little boy, that little ticket, that ticket cost me, when that ticket cost me. So heaven's real when heaven's real. The little boy that tells you about the tickets to come back to earth, yeah, he's not lying, but he's not lying. And I can vouch that he's not lying. When I die, that's the little boy I want to see. When that's the little boy I want to see before I die. So, and just tell him that ticket was the worst thing I could have ever done. When it was the worst thing I could have ever done, but then the most blessing thing I could have ever done too. So, it got me here when it got me here. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of difficult to say if you ain't watched the movie Heaven is Real, When Heaven is Real. See, I've known about heaven for a long time, and I know what it looks like. I could draw you pictures, but not the way I guess I can't really fathom or begin to express how much it means to my father to do the joining of the three worlds. So that is the hope for the kingdom, is the joining of the three worlds. And it's coming soon when it's coming soon. But those of you that aren't saved aren't going to be able to enjoy that like I want you to. I want you to be able to look up and know that when you've lost your loved ones, they're in heaven with Father. That they're taken care of when they're taken care of. Now, if all I get is a second chance, another second chance ticket, then maybe I can get another second chance ticket. For those that don't know about the redemption codes, Daddy was giving out redemption codes when you bought video games. All you had to do was pray and give Daddy your redemption code number, and he would have done what he would have done. So those of you buying video card games, card stuff online, get your redemption codes get your redemption codes. And just pray. Just bow your head, close your eyes, and read out your redemption code. That's something my father's doing. And then this golden ticket, that's currently what everybody's going frenzy over, is the golden ticket and finding the golden ticket. I don't know what Father's doing with the golden ticket. I don't know where it is. So, well, I might know where it is, I just don't know how to go about the whole situation when I don't know how to go about the whole situation. And don't ask me to tell you, because I'm not going to tell you. You have to legitly find the golden ticket when you have to legitly find the golden ticket. But you need to stop and think before you do the things you do, because your actions have consequences when your actions have consequences. And we all receive our consequences, and we all answer to Father in the end. When we all answer to Father in the end, we don't get away with what we don't get away with. You may get away with it now, you may get away with it here on earth, but you won't get away with it in front of God. No, you won't. So there has to be someone legitly to make certain people answer. Now, I know that my daddy is a fair and just God, and he lays his heart out on the line, and he's very merciful he's very merciful and very forgiving. So when you seek my Father, seek him truthfully. Don't just put this out on a whim, feeling, I think I'm saved, or I'm not sure, or, really, really get into your spirituality with the Lord. Because we are all like flowers. We're all growing when we're all growing. And we all sow the seeds we sow. And we did sow seeds by the seashore. When we did sow seeds by the seashore, me and the disciples did. And if you read the Bible and you've been following me, then you know about the seeds you sow when you know about the seeds you sow. Those of you that ain't been following me and you're just now tuning in and you just don't understand, it's okay, you don't understand. And maybe some of the things that I talk about are quite confusing when they're quite confusing and you can't really wrap your mind around it. But that's okay too, because you don't lean onto your own understanding when you don't lean onto your own understanding. For that's God to do. When you think to yourself you know what's right and wrong, maybe you do and you don't. Don't idolize yourself to be, you say you're a good person, but you have these thoughts or you have these bad tendencies. Well, why don't you pray about them? Because there's certain things that people go through that they need to pray about when they need to pray about, that only Father can help them with. And even though they're embarrassing, weird, awkward, some of them may be very uncomfortable, or something you just can't explain, when something you just can't explain to God, do it anyway, because it saved my life when it saved my life. I came out to my Father about certain things that I didn't really want to. I would rather fried myself to Lucifer, and I'm not kidding, before I would have told my daddy anything. Now, why did I say that? Because it was very uncomfortable to tell Daddy, my own father, some things that was happening, when it was uncomfortable to tell my own father what was happening. But if I hadn't, I would have never gotten anything solved. And instead of running and hiding this from him, I should have come out forward with it a long time ago, and I never did. And it took me many years to come out. When it took me many years to come out, and sometimes if it does take many years, then may it take many years, but may you come out to the Lord when you come out to the Lord, because that's the only way to come out about it. Think before you react. Your actions have consequences. When your actions have consequences, the 7 deadly sins are the 7 deadly sins, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I know you guys must have went into a restaurant and smelled this putrid smell at one point, that you couldn't stand, and this sickly smell. We can't have certain things right now. When we can't have certain things right now, certain animals that are like cloven foot, webbed feet, creatures we can't eat. We can't eat pork. We can't eat certain things. When we can't eat certain things, and I'll update you guys on the certain things that we can't eat, or we will be unclean when we will be unclean, or you will be unclean when you will be unclean. It's not clean to eat these things. Call it old fashioned, but we're headed back straight to the Stone Ages when we're headed back straight to the Stone Ages. For this is the time of Jesus Christ, and this is the time of the second coming, and Father has told me to report He has come back, when He has told me to report that He has come back. Stay tuned. Follow me later. I'll be posting more when I'll be posting more. If you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not gonna lie. I can't sit here and lie to you when I can't sit here and lie to you. Alright, I'm gone. Peace out.